I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Harold Lamos. Here. Casey Barney. Here. Kathleen DeWolf. Here. And I guess Lee is here, sort of. She came and left. So, let me get my agenda out. Public comments. Jane, did you have, where are you, babe? Did you want, you had Swamstocks you want to mention? Or you want to?
I just wanted to say that I'm glad they're probably bringing it out. It's going to be awesome.
Okay.
I'm really excited about
Great.
how they're proposing it.
Excellent. Thank you, Jane.
Sure.
That's the only one that signed up. Anything else on the agenda? Okay. Approval of minutes. We have minutes from 4:16 and 4:30. Are there comments, corrections?
Did we want to wait till Lee
Maybe
gets
we
back?
should wait till Lee gets back, because she's usually pretty good.
She's the editor.
Yeah, we'll postpone that till Lee returns. Consent agenda for the weeks of April 16th. The AP is $197,023. Payroll $18,726. April 23rd, the payroll is $18,676, and the AP is $191,222. Inspection pass, the junkyard license. Is this something we need to sign off on?
Yeah, so the couple things that are in your signature folder.
Okay.
Buskey's Auto
Okay.
annual junkyard
Yes.
inspection for their license, it passed.
Okay,
And,
that's good to know. Who did it?
The building inspector
Okay,
or code enforcement. And the CEI technology digital parcel map contract.
Yep.
Council reviewed that and
okay.
made changes, so it's ready to be signed.
okay,
The fire chief has a PAF for pay increase for a firefighter that got new certification.
okay. And so all those three
Yeah.
things are in this folder, which I will pass along as soon as I've signed the PAF. Okay, here you go, Harold. Okay, department heads, Public Works Director, and I guess we have a substitute tonight?
Craig is asking for the replacement of the 86 pickup that Lee primarily drives.
Yeah,
The issue is where the transmission's nearly gone. The truck is not drivable up a hill as the transmission.
we don't
slips.
have hills in Ashland, so that's not a problem.
Been to your house?
Yeah,
It has a lot of rust, and we're having trouble finding parts for it. It's pushing 200,000 miles, and it was purchased in '98 for $4,000, so we've got its life out of it. We're looking at the White Farm auction,
okay,
and last year the trucks ran roughly between 6,000 and 8,000
Okay.
for a comparable truck. And that's what he's looking to spend or less.
okay,
And then we'd also put this truck out to bid for somebody that wants it for a parts truck
yep,
or whatever.
okay. Don't expect to get much for it, though, I would assume.
Actually, the military trucks are pretty sought after
Okay.
for four-wheel drive enthusiasts.
Okay, well, that's good to
So
know.
we've searched around a little bit, and we've seen them as high as 10,000
Okay.
just for the parts. And he
Okay.
has a lot of spare parts with it, so
Okay,
maybe we'll do better, but we
Okay.
don't know.
Mr. Durek.
so what do we have in our CRF? Charlie?
It was, I think it was the 30,000 that got approved this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
And that's what he's asking to take it out of.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. I believe there's still a little bit left there
okay.
from last year.
Is there a motion to approve the expenditure of $6,000 to $8,000 for the purchase of a replacement pickup truck?
I'll make said motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion or questions?
I'd just like to say that the mechanic has kept that going. I've
Yeah.
been driving that since I moved to town.
Yeah, long time.
Pretty much.
Okay, anything else? All right, all those in favor of the motion to purchase the new pickup truck, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you very much.
Aye.
I think we didn't approve the minutes, Lee. We decided to wait for you because
We were waiting for our
I had
editor.
some really important information.
I'm sure you did. So should we go back before we finish the department head and approve the minutes of April 16th?
Yeah, I just have April 16th. Oh, no, I have something on April 30th.
Okay, anything on April 16th?
No.
Anybody? In that case...
Wait a minute.
Oh, all right.
Am I on the right? It says town office building maintenance. Do we?
What line?
It's line 2.
On what page?
Page 4.
Okay.
Should that notation be for the old jail?
Yes, it probably should be for the, is it specifically to the jail, Charlie? Or is, I mean, I know we were
Well,
gonna
yeah.
have them look at the town
Yeah.
hall as well, but
Yeah.
I think the immediate need was for the jail,
Yeah,
not the town hall.
So that was the only thing I saw that
town office.
probably
Okay.
should be noted.
So
Okay,
you wanted to say?
just say repairs for the
Old
jail.
jail.
Old jail.
I must say that looks splendid, by the way.
It
too. I saw
does.
that today.
Yeah.
It's done,
very
and
nice.
it's all done.
Yeah.
It's all nice. It's all done, and it's all done.
Any other comments? Okay, a motion to approve the minutes of April 16th as amended.
I'll make that.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, they are approved. The minutes of Monday, April 30th. Comments?
I just have one under first page, under Roman numeral 3B.
Okay.
After it says, all business being conducted by town boards, committees, and commissions, if we could add, with attention given to legal postings and minutes
Okay,
by committees, commissions, and boards.
okay.
Which line was that?
Yes.
We did discuss that. and
Yes, we did.
It wasn't in here.
39.
39?
At the end, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, 39, sorry.
Attention given to,
Postings, legal postings and minutes by committees, commissions, and boards.
Yeah,
Should we reference the guidelines on the website there as far as the time to post them to the website? So you think that's pretty well?
you mean the 91A
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, I would, well, it does say attend, it probably is worth a reference, but
You
it
know, I
does
think it's 5
say,
days, isn't it?
yeah, it does say 91A training, but it probably is worth a reference.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you, Lee. Anything else?
no.
Anything else from anybody?
So did you just add, did Harold just add something?
Yeah, he wanted to put in a reference, maybe a parenthetical reference to the 91A.
And where is this?
Again, in that paragraph B, you can put it at the end, or we just want a notation that the reference to 91A is located at whatever. Okay?
Did you get that?
Whatever.
I
Whatever.
still don't get it.
No, I'm not sure what you mean.
You want it spelled out? Is
'Cause I
that what
wrote-
he's asking?
About compliance with RSA 91A
Yeah,
in line 39.
yeah, did
So
you want
that's-
any further reference to that?
My only concern was, like, when we do minutes, when I'm on a commissioner or a board, we have 5 days to post them to the website. Shouldn't we? Yes, they can
Oh,
post
so you want to
them.
put, like, specifically
Yeah, don't you think-
posting of meetings, 2 days or 24
Yeah, I mean,
hours?
what's
and
the legal, whatever the
posting-
legal
yeah.
reference is. and-
Yeah, just very brief.
Yeah.
Okay.
What those issues are about posting the
Whether given to
meetings and
posting
the minutes.
minutes to be posted, okay, within 5 days.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
And then notice of the meetings 2 days before the...
Is it-
Yeah, 24 hours.
24 hours, yeah. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, all those in favor of, a motion to approve the minutes of April 30th as amended.
I'll make that.
Is there a second?
Second to the motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, back to department heads. Police chief, request to release from CRF for a new cruiser decal. Chief?
Well, you guys approved this
Okay,
last time.
all right.
But we didn't have the vote to take it out of capital reserves.
Oh, okay,
The car
So
has
it's
been
just the
decaled,
okay,
and I got the invoice, and
Okay.
now I'm requesting that the money be released.
from
into the
capital
decal
reserve.
on the
Okay,
car.
Yeah.
just wanted
That's all.
clarification for the public.
No, that's all right.
I
Okay.
remember.
Can I have a motion to approve the decal invoice to be paid out of capital reserves?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I'll have to abstain on that.
Okay. Town administrator.
Yeah, Patsy gave me a proclamation, Municipal's Clerks Week, which is this week. Hopefully the board, well, I guess we can read it and perhaps adopt it.
Okay.
Do you want me to read it? Or?
Yeah, you might as well.
Okay. Proclamation, Municipal Clerks Week, May 6th through the 12th of 2018. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal services to all. Whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas municipal clerks continually serve to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education, programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, county, and professional organizations. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Selectmen of Ashland, do recognize the week of May 6th through May 12th, 2018 as Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our municipal clerk, Patricia Tucker, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Dated this 7th day of May 2018 by the Board of Selectmen.
Okay. So could I have a motion to approve this proclamation and to authorize its signature?
I'll make that acceptance of the proclamation.
Is there a second?
1 second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that's the original.
And the clerk wanted me to remind the public, don't forget to register your dogs.
Okay.
Still have 150 to go.
And while we're talking about the clerk, she has requested a non-public to give us an update on the tax deed list that we discussed in a non-public session. At our next work session, to begin at 6 o'clock, non-public, to be followed by the public meeting at 6:30.
Okay.
So if that's okay with everyone, we will post it as a
Yep.
non-public at 6 o'clock. Okay. Old business. Jane, I asked you to speak because we've been talking about this for a long time. So,
Awesome. Okay, first of all, what I did do was I gave you all a packet of materials on Friday, which obviously was overwhelming, all the financials.
yeah.
So what I did do was smaller packets that just
Oh,
had
nice.
a few things that I would like to have reviewed tonight.
Okay.
Okay, so there's one for each of you, and one for each of you.
Oh, thank you.
And what I would suggest, seeing, I understand you're going to be out of town at our next meeting.
Yes.
Is that the board take an opportunity to review everything and submit questions, and we can forward them to Jane in case there's anything else that we need clarified. And then she can respond when it's convenient. I don't want to delay this too much longer, Jane, because we're coming up on the date. So
That would be great, and
yeah.
especially too, I would urge the public, if anyone, has
Yeah.
concerns. And obviously, anybody's always welcome to come to our meetings. They're
Yeah.
posted and they're open,
Yeah.
and, if you have any specific questions,
Yep.
glad to have you there, so.
No, that's good.
Okay.
We want to quell all rumors, get all information so that everybody is on the
appreciate
same
that.
page, Jane. So the public can forward questions to Charlie, but I would say that the board probably should submit any additional questions. It doesn't matter what they are to Charlie.
Yeah.
And we won't, discuss the questions. We will forward them all to Jane and she can respond to the whole board. Is that acceptable to the board? Okay.
The first thing is too, I think I was confused as to what requirements of oversight were as to the financial aspect of our committee, because our checking account is actually under the Ashland Historical Society.
Yeah.
And we're not touching any taxpayer funds except the $5,000 we paid last year to the fireworks.
Right.
So I want you to understand, none of that was intentional, and that was, I think, a miscommunication that
Yeah.
again, anybody's welcome to come to the meetings if they have any concerns,
Yeah.
because the financials are always there.
Right.
We also present the financials at every Historical Society meeting, so the whole board of directors
Yeah.
of the Historical Society also sees them.
Right.
So just so you know there.
Okay.
Probably the biggest two items for me would be the hobo contract, which is on top, I think.
Yes, it is.
That's the only contract that I did sign.
Okay.
And again, I was not intentionally trying to go around the board or anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I have it here.
Yeah.
They are looking for a $1,000 deposit, which we have not sent.
Yeah.
Knowing there were some concerns.
Yeah.
So if you approve the contract, then I would appreciate approval to send a deposit.
Okay.
Again, that would come from our checking account.
Okay.
Which is very helpful. We were doing really well.
Yeah.
We're almost at $11,000. So things are going really well. And the new book, we've already sold like 1,500 in ads, and it just went out.
Very
So,
good, very
Oh,
good.
wow.
Yeah, so we're really excited about
Yeah.
this. So that's probably the biggest concern. The train run contract that's one item that if we fall short on the fundraising, that we will charge for tickets.
Okay,
So right now, that's on our budget not to charge.
okay.
But if we're running short, that will be the item that we will charge.
And how far in advance would you know that?
We're planning on making a decision by the middle of June.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
within 30 days.
Okay,
Exactly.
all right.
Because we should know by then how the commemorative book is going.
Yeah.
That's our last really big one.
Okay,
So we should easily, I'm hopeful the way it is going,
Yeah.
it'll be okay. But-
right, okay.
So, any questions otherwise on that?
Not on that one
I
in
don't.
particular
Do
at
you
this point.
have the funds for this deposit?
Yes, we have about $11,000 in our
Okay.
checking account right now. So, so actually, if you take out the police and fire, which is like $12,000, we're pretty good on what we have for contracts and participants lined up.
Okay. I think that there's a general question, Jane, and maybe you can address this in subsequent communication, is that you've got some really big ticket items, like the dinner and the ball at the Common Man Inn.
Okay,
And is that contingent on
The
ticket
meal
sales?
is, if you look at the schedule of events, the meal is not included in the free events. There will be a charge.
No, I
for the
understand
meal.
that.
Okay.
Oh, so the
The meal is
$50
not-
charge is for the meal only?
The what?
The $50 charge per person
Is for the meal.
for the meal?
And the souvenirs, right, and all
Okay.
that, yes.
So I think the question is, it's a
That's
big,
what we're proposing,
a
yes.
big ticket item. We just, as a board, and again, we appreciate all the work you've done. Please do not assume
Right.
otherwise, because I know you guys have worked
Right.
very hard. But as stewards of the town budget, we just need to make sure that we have a reasonable expectation that costs can be covered with fundraising and or ticket sales, because there's a
Well-
lot of these things that won't be reimbursed, like the parade costs. That's just, you're putting the money out
Right,
for the
those things
entertainment.
I think what I need to clarify though is with the Common Man Inn,
Yeah,
we have up to 10 days before, like when you do a wedding, to give them a final count.
okay,
So if we're down on ticket sales and we've only sold 100 tickets,
perfect.
so we're not on the hook for.
That was the big
No,
question,
we
what
went-
we're on the hook for, okay.
Right.
That helps a lot,
What we did on
yeah.
our budget, what we did on everything is we went maximum.
Yeah,
So we decided, how many people can we fit in these rooms that
Yeah.
we're renting?
okay,
And if we had to feed them all, what would the budget be?
okay, all
So
right, that makes me
$50 per
feel
person,
better, because it
exactly.
looked like you had committed to this fund.
No, we've
Okay.
signed nothing with the Common Man.
Okay.
No, that was a proposal they
Okay.
made. And again, like a wedding.
Yeah.
And they're not requiring a deposit because of the fact it's the town of Ashland.
Okay, that's very comforting,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay.
Any other concerns?
Any
on
other
that
general,
part of the
again, I don't want to
storyboard?
get into the weeds at this point, because I think this, like she
Was that the
said.
biggest thing about the train ticket sales?
Well, it was more of a
Yeah.
general question,
Okay.
the train and the dinner, because,
Right.
that's reimbursable, and if we got on the hook for $16,000 for that whole event,
Right. No.
you're not gonna make your budget.
Yeah, no,
So, okay.
no, yeah.
So, I mean, that was my general concern about
That
any
was
of the
another one that's
contracts.
flexible.
Yeah. But again, I'm sure there are gonna be some specific details, and I don't think we should get
Right.
into
No.
those.
Right.
No, that's.
Is there any other general concern based on what Jane has given us tonight?
My only concern was, it had been referenced about the parade using the same form that the 4th of July uses, and they have gone through, they're going through changing some of that, so if you're gonna use the same paperwork, you might wanna keep it.
Meaning the vendor form?
Yes.
Okay, when will they, because we won't be
We
sending
have
ours.
we have a meeting on the 9th.
Oh, perfect. We won't be sending ours until the middle of June,
Okay.
after the June 4th
Okay,
meeting.
yep.
So that'll work out perfect. I'll make
Okay.
sure I get the latest
Yeah,
form.
I see you have correspondence with one of the musicians. Do you also have the correspondence for like the what is it, the fife and drum and the other?
No, well, tonight all I need is this
Okay.
group, Club Soda, is the street dance group, that they're requiring a contract and a deposit this month. No one else is requiring anything yet.
Okay,
Good to know.
But those are all, with the attachments that I sent on Friday, Harold, all the emails confirming amounts are with that.
okay. So what is it you want from us tonight
So
to
I
approve
said I'd
the?
like an approval of the POGO contract and an agreement that we can forward the $1,000 deposit. That would be my first request.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the Hobo Railroad contract?
I'll make that motion to approve the contract and pay the $1,000 deposit.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Jane, supposing you don't need 4 cars.
I mean, the 240,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll have an issue with that, but I can always tell them when I get closer that we don't want a car, but I don't think we're gonna, from the feeling I'm getting from the people out there, I'll be lucky if we have any room left, frankly, but.
Great.
yeah, see, we don't get that kind of feedback, so
Yeah.
we're just sitting here wondering.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
all right.
I mean,
I'm confident.
my only question with that would be is if there was a shortfall in the people that were going, would they prorate your contract if you only used 3 train cars instead of 4?
I don't know the question on that. I mean, like I said before too, if we didn't have the money to cover the 6,200, we would charge for the tickets.
Yeah.
To make sure we did.
Okay,
So again, if we,
okay.
Okay.
I frankly feel that, I think the businesses and the people supporting us enough around. I'm confident I'll make what I need, but
Okay.
I appreciate your concerns. I
Okay.
understand what they are.
Yeah, yeah, we're sitting up here, we're the
I know,
targets
I
up
know.
here
You're
too.
the mom of the bride, I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, everything is our fault. Okay.
That's fine.
Any further discussion?
I always thought there was a charge. I thought it was a $25 per person charge for the train. That was the original information.
We talked about it originally, but then we decided if we can put it in our budget and cover it, we
Okay,
don't have
see,
to.
saying, and that's not the
Yeah.
information that we got.
See, I think, I don't know what,
Yeah, because I had put
see, all
that
our minutes
question.
are posted and
Yeah.
everything is posted on our page,
Yeah.
on the Ashland
Yes.
site. So I don't have, unfortunately, our minutes are like 5 pages every month.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're gonna meet every 2 weeks. I mean, I unfortunately don't have the time to come here and explain
No, no,
every
no,
little detail.
no.
So, I mean, we have changed things for that reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To try to accommodate it, because again, we realized we were gonna have to charge for the meal, and we thought it would be too prohibitive for people to pay for the train ride and the meal, so
Okay.
that's why we're trying to put it into the budget.
Okay. Yeah, I had written that question too. Did the tickets include the train?
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the Hobo Railroad contract as explained, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay,
Okay, the next one would be the Club Soda, which is the next email. He and I have just been verbal in emails. I thought I had an email that specifically said 1,200, but I did call him today and spoke with him, just to make sure I was right. It is $1,200. He is gonna be forwarding the contract.
Okay.
Next week.
Okay.
In fact, I'm meeting with him this week to show him the site. And he is requesting a $400 deposit, a third, which is customary for a group like that.
what do you do in case of rain?
With most of these groups, well, unless it's, well,
I
with
mean, this is a street dance, so.
No, actually, with that group,
Yeah.
we already have reserved the gym through the school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we already have a
All
contract
right.
with them and everything.
Yeah,
so
see,
that's a
these
backup plan.
contingencies are really nice to know
No, I have that,
about.
yeah,
That's
I have a
good.
backup
Okay.
for that one.
Okay,
And I know there was some concern about whether we had sent letters to all the landowners.
Mm-hmm. yeah, the landowners, but I think there was some concern about there's renters there too. Have they been informed that
Well,
this is happening?
I was only asked to, the selectman only asked me to send it to the landowners, and I don't know that it's my job to inform every tenant.
Your letter didn't
it's
say,
not.
please inform your tenant. No, it's
I
not
assume
yours,
it's up
but.
to them.
Well,
I
it
mean-
should be,
Yeah.
but I just
I mean, I
wondered if you're.
can't control.
No.
Hey, I
All I said
understand.
was that I was contacting him about the event, that it was going from 6 to 9.
Okay.
That we were, that the police department and the fire department were informed and would be
Okay.
assisting us.
Okay,
we will be having porta potties and,
Okay.
How about Hill Avenue?
about what?
How about Hill Avenue? They'll be impacted also.
I was only asked to notify Pleasant Street. I mean,
Oh,
we're gonna close, we spoke in front of, I think at one of the meetings when Tony was here, we talked about, or Craig, about putting some barriers so people wouldn't go down towards the road that's closed off or
I
whatever.
think she's
Yeah.
speaking
By
up
the
the other
mill.
way.
Yeah, we
Like
need
if there
to-
was a funeral that night, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. We need to
Well,
protect those
yeah.
businesses so that if there should be a funeral that night,
Well,
it's
the
not
dance,
impacted.
but the area where we're gonna be dancing is only like, it's not even past the first driveway.
Right,
It's before the Whipple House.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
but
So they have free access.
where are people gonna park?
Well, we figured St. Agnes or Main Street, like any concert we do in the
Well,
park.
St.
Where do they park
Agnes-
when you do Memorial Day?
St. Agnes is private property.
Well, well, when I talked to one of the people involved with the Catholic Church, they said that we were more than welcome to park
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
Because
that's-
people do it for funerals all the time, they
No,
say.
but it's things like this, you need to have it in writing.
Yeah, you do.
can't assume anything.
Well, at the same time, is it my job to tell people where to park? I mean, where do they park when they do a Memorial Day?
You have to make allowances
Yeah.
for parking.
Well, what do you do when you do a concert in the Memorial Park? Where do people park for that?
We don't get that big a crowd, frankly. It has not been a problem. They park on the street in the parking places and that little park besides Memorial
bank.
Park, but yeah.
They
But
could park
they're
at
great.
the town office.
I go to all of them and they're great.
They are great.
Would let them
They
park
are
there,
great,
right?
absolutely.
I mean, is this something I can just?
Yeah,
Town
town-
office.
yeah.
Have
Put
them
it
park
in
at town
the paper,
office.
or-
Yeah, town office too.
Yeah, yeah, there should be some notification, that's all, but I
Just
would,
put it
I
in the
would
paper as it
definitely,
gets closer,
Yeah.
suggested parking.
yeah, and I agree, it probably is a good idea to get somebody at the
I
Catholic
just
Church
won't even
just to
bother.
approve it, in
I won't
case.
bother in case there's a funeral and then.
Yeah, that's it, I don't want to interfere with any businesses.
Nope, that's fine.
Okay.
I
I
will
don't
talk
plan to
to-
die that night.
I will talk to Jill at Meredith Village so to make sure that it's okay for us to park
Okay,
there.
excellent, thank you.
Good idea.
And
Thank
the
you.
town office parking lot is okay.
Yeah,
Did you think of asking the Legion?
oh, that's a good idea, they got a lot of room there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can check.
Yeah.
Again, it's private, so,
It is, but still, it's town property, but they sort of
Yeah.
control the parking, but it might be a good
Okay.
idea to ask them.
I will attempt to.
Great.
Sounds good.
We're just assuming you're gonna get big crowds, Jane.
Yeah, I
We
know.
wanna make sure
No,
I
we
like
never use
confidence.
the word assume.
we're trying to be positive here.
I like it.
Speaking of businesses, my only question, I don't know if this is a question for our code enforcement officer or if it would be Ms. Sawyer, when she said she didn't want to impact any businesses, we have a gas station there, and it's a commercial business, and I'm pretty sure they have to have an in and an out. What do we do about
Yeah,
that?
that's not gonna be blocked, is it?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
the spot we're going to mark off will be like right past their dumpster, there's a
Okay, that's
fence.
fine.
Okay,
And then it'll be before the next,
Right.
the driveway to that first
Okay.
house. Is
That was
the-
my only concern, you usually have to have an in and an out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were notified, and
Okay.
they had no complaints.
okay, excellent. Any other questions? We're getting more into the weeds than I thought. That's okay.
That's okay,
That's
no, it's
okay.
helpful
Yeah,
for me,
you're
'cause
here.
I can know, yeah. The more I can eliminate now, the better.
Okay, so any other questions? Is there a motion to approve the contract for Club Soda?
I thought you signed this in January.
Did we sign this in January?
Sign what?
You signed, I wasn't on the board, but you came in
No.
front
No,
of,
we didn't sign
No,
anything.
the only contract that has been signed is just because, which
Yeah.
is plain in the
oh, maybe
law.
you just maybe you
This is never,
discussed
we
it.
never got a contract.
Yeah, okay. Again, is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Flip for it.
Okay, second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, anything else,
Excellent.
Jane?
I think you have addressed all, the Pleasant Street. Oh, the only other thing I wanted to mention, I went through my paperwork to figure out where I came up with that parade letter that I submitted to you. It turns out it was the one I submitted to legal a year ago that approved it. The interesting thing is, I had a
changed it this
signature
time.
on it.
Yeah.
They told me take it off, and now this legal said put it on. So I guess it's just whatever.
No-
the
no
wind goes.
comment. No
I know.
comment.
Exactly. So just so you know, I think we're double covered on that
Good. One way or another.
Yeah,
You don't like
exactly.
answer A, refer to answer
one.
B.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think that's really good. I just want to let you know too that I understand, like you said, that I'll get any questions or anything before issues or concerns, which
Yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah.
Email me anytime or let Charlie know if there is anything
Yeah.
that does come up as
Yeah.
a rumor or somebody
Yeah.
has voiced a concern.
Right.
I'd just as soon deal with them early.
Exactly.
You know,
And please
later.
know that that's why we're doing this, is because,
Yeah.
you know this town.
No, I do, and I understand, and I do appreciate it. I don't
Yeah.
even think I don't.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little frustrating because we're kind of getting close to short
I
time.
know,
and,
I
it's like
know.
we've had these things out there, but I understand people don't really focus until it does get closer.
That's right.
So that's fine.
That's right.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
so, okay, I appreciate your
I think
cooperation,
that's
Jane.
pretty well it, unless
Okay.
there's anything, anybody else?
Any other general questions? Okay.
No.
Awesome.
Thank you,
you
Jane.
very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, new business, KV Partners. Hi, Mike, how are you? We have Mike McNally from KV Partners who's going to give us an update, I believe. Excellent. This is for the TAP sidewalk grant.
So again, Mike Bignali from KV Partners, the engineer you hired to design this project for you, thank you. The project is, as you said, a Transportation Alternatives Program funding project. That means there's federal funds involved. So whenever you do a project with federal funds, there are a lot of strings attached, there's a lot of process involved. So we're in the very beginning stage of that process. So this plan you see before you looks pretty detailed, but it's a very early cut at what could happen. So it's really just a discussion plan, and from here we can go wherever we need to go to make it what everybody thinks it should be. But this is right now we're in the engineering study part of the project. There's an engineering study, preliminary design, pre-final design, final design, bidding, and construction. So there's all those processes and steps take over the course of a year or so, believe it or not. The design part takes us weeks, but the process takes a year. So we're starting it now, and we haven't gotten that far. But what we have done, this is an aerial photo that I have behind me, and on this aerial photo, superimposed upon that is a detailed survey that we completed. It was hard for us to get the survey done because there was snow everywhere in March, so we had to wait for the snow to end. So when the snow ended, we, as quickly as we could, get the survey done, and then we laid it on top of this. So the aerial photo for us, for a presentation like this, is just makes it easier. So it makes it easy right there. But the detailed engineering part is there, just underneath it. If you look closely, you can see utility poles and pipes and all that other thing on there. So there's a relatively detailed plan. The purpose of this meeting, there's two meetings that are required as part of the LPA process or part of the federal process. This is the first one, and I think DOT actually suggests we come here with no concepts and just get feedback, and I don't think that's the best thing to do, so I usually put something down and figure out if there's a concept to discuss. So this is the first one. The second one will have to, I hope will follow up relatively quickly after tonight, so we can finalize these plans and move on to the next phase. I'm trying to make up a little bit of lost time here because we had some delays with the survey because we didn't sign a contract till December, and then we got stuck in snow for 3 months and trying to make up some time if I can. Project limits. This is West Street down this end, Gordon Street up at the other end. There's about 2,800 feet between there, and there's about 300 feet on Gordon Street of sidewalks. What you see on the plan is these dashed lines. That's where the surveyor located the right-of-way limit. It's hard to see on this line because it's obscured by the back of the sidewalk, so the sidewalk is very tight to the right-of-way line in this location. About halfway down the road, it's about 50 feet wide there. About halfway down the road, it jumps out a bit for some reason, and then it's 60 feet the rest of the way. So when you look at this plan, you can see the dashed line behind the sidewalk. That means there's plenty of right-of-way to build what we have to build. Where it's down here, it's a little bit tighter, and that's a little bit tighter. We have to make accommodations so we don't extend beyond the right-of-way. The red lines on here are curb lines, and the shaded white area is the proposed sidewalk area. But again, if you have a chance to look at the plan after, there's a dashed black line that shows the existing edge of pavement, which is pretty close to where the curb line is proposed to be.
Okay.
So one of the things that, this is the state highway, Main Street, this is a town road. So on the state highway, DOT has a lot to say about where curb lines are located, sidewalks are located, and what drainage improvements we have to make. So in this case, the curb line will be set 16 feet off the edge of pavement. That allows for an 11-foot travel lane and a 5-foot shoulder, which can also be used for bicycle
Oh,
accommodation.
that's wonderful.
So the area that's on the side of the road now is kind of raggedy and rough and
Oh, yeah.
almost like a paved swale or something like that.
Yep.
That would become more like
Paved
a normal shoulder and roadway.
Okay.
And beyond that would be a granite curb, pretty much the entire way except where the driveways
Nice.
are, of course. And then between the granite curb and the sidewalk, there'll be a grass strip.
Okay.
So the grass strip, we try to make that at least 4 feet wide, so that the grass will actually grow and not just die off in there. And on this project, it varies in width from 4 feet down here when it's tight, and up to 6 feet or so in other areas with a little bit more width. And by making it 6 feet, we have a little more flexibility where the sidewalk is and where the curb line is. Because up along this corner, you know, the sidewalk's up really high, the curb is down low, so the more width we have there, the better to make that grade change.
Yep.
Down in this area, on I guess the western part of the project, the right-of-way is very tight, so it's hard to, it's almost hard to get 4 feet in there, so. So we'll probably set the back of the sidewalk pretty much right on the right-of-way line, and then there'll be needs for grading units beyond that,
Okay.
which I'll talk about in a minute. So when we look at safety for sidewalk job, pretty much the curb line does a great job of separating the road from where the sidewalk areas are. And then all the driveway crossings, the commercial driveway crossings will have tip downs with the domes you see at for the handicap accessibility, will have painted crosswalks. As we get further up to some of the low volume commercial driveways or residential driveways, those will be more or less like they are now, which is essentially a driveway with a flat spot for the sidewalk to get across, so it meets ADA accommodation. In this area, starting at the beginning of the plan, I guess, down this area, there's the road is a bit wider here than we have shown, and tries to keep a more, from this curve, from this center line, keep that a uniform 16 feet, get the sidewalk in there. There's also a driveway that comes out of the gas station right here that intersects kind of awkwardly with Hillside Avenue. So what I'm proposing here, which is probably one of the more controversial changes of the project, I guess, is to basically eliminate that driveway.
Okay.
And folks come out of here and come out of the Hillside Drive to access Main Street. Now, the reason for that is, when I was actually out there looking at the job, I was walking across this driveway, and someone came through here at about 30 miles an hour and flew into there, and it was a very tough place for pedestrians to be.
Yeah.
So other than closing that driveway, there's not a really good way to design a safety improvement there for pedestrians.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how acceptable that will be, but there is another way around, and it's right here, so.
Okay.
So at least if it's not possible, at least has to be discussed, and
Yeah.
it should be something you should consider. As you go further up the roadway, the sidewalk's up kind of high. In the area here, I think when we brought down, there is a sewer line directly beneath the sidewalk, so we have to make sure that we don't bring it down so much we're affecting the cover on the sewer. As part of that, that'd be possible. And I can continue up here with the I-1. Let's see, so, when we get down to where the park is and to where Industrial Drive, I think it's Industrial Drive, right? Yeah, Drive is, then the first crosswalk across the road is there. So whenever there's a crosswalk across the road, we need to have basically a handicap accommodation on both sides of the road.
Yep.
So right now, you kind of have crosswalks that go to just grass or edge of the road or something like that. Under the federal programs, you can't do that. Even if there's no sidewalk over there, you have to build a piece of sidewalk that makes it so you can land there safely if you're handicapped.
Yep.
And that's basically what you see down here.
Okay.
This extended a little bit beyond Industrial Road, so we have a little section of sidewalk there right where that sliding gate is.
Okay.
And then a little piece of sidewalk there, same thing here.
Okay.
And same thing here. Now the crosswalks, these two crosswalks are at intersections, which makes them, the DOT defines them as not mid-block crosswalks, even though you don't stop for them.
Yep.
So they don't allow you to really do anything other than put signs up there and make it as visible as possible.
Okay.
This crosswalk at the Parks and Recreation, which looks like it's very heavily used where the flashing light is. That one, because there's not an intersection, that's the classic definition of what a mid-block crosswalk is. So in that location, we're able to put the rectangular rapidly flashing beacons, or RRBs, which are basically the flashing lights you see. I've seen a lot of bike paths across roads. And, they're very effective at stopping cars. It's a flashing light, so it's not a red light that you have to stop at, but the compliance, rates on these is very high.
Like the ones they have at PSU? Yeah, okay.
Very similar.
Yeah, okay.
I think the ones at PSU might be, those might be automatically triggered by like an infrared beam or something like this. These would probably have buttons because it's a little
Okay.
volume over here. But the advantage of that is that they're very visible.
Yeah.
You have the sign, you have the flashing lights, and they're very visible.
Okay.
And when people see that, and someone waiting to cross, that virtually always cross. They always stop, I should say. The flashing light, I think, is there just for the crosswalk. I'm not really sure, but maybe the police knows. But I guess if you have a flashing light above the roadway and you have these flashing lights on the side, although I'm not sure that makes sense to have all of them, so that's something we have to take a look at and talk to police and DOT about and see if that maybe should be decommissioned or whether it should stay depending on what its function.
Are you straightening out that crosswalk? Because currently it's diagonal.
Yes.
Okay,
The
good.
diagonal one
Nice.
is, with crosswalk design, the goal is to make the crossing across the street as short as possible.
Perfect.
In this situation, it's going to be 32 feet because you need 16 feet on both sides.
Okay.
But yeah, the diagonal crosswalks, those are really necessary. You try to avoid those as much as possible.
Okay.
Shorter time, you have people
Good.
walking in the street where they get hit by a car. So I did show did show these green things you have a hard time seeing are some street trees.
Good.
I located those up and down the road.
Okay.
I did locate them behind the sidewalk, so there's a curb line, a grass strip, a 5-foot sidewalk, and a tree behind that.
Okay.
There are some places where it'll be actually far enough out where you can put it on the side of the road where the utility poles are. It's far enough back.
Okay.
So I think there's room for that. So the function of these is, it makes the road look nice, but the bigger function is that it makes the corridor visually look a little bit small. So when you have a sort of arterial roadway like this that's kind of big and wide, if you can make it look, as much as you can more like a village and less like it does on the other side of 93, heading down towards Plymouth,
Yep.
the better. So when you come into town, ideally you'll come in here and you'll start to see, as soon as possible, it's a little bit tighter of a corridor, the curb line is there, and you get some level of traffic count. You can't expect miracles with this.
No, I know.
It's the best we can do, I think.
Okay.
But I know the trees, and locating trees along corridors like this are always a concern about maintenance personnel. DOT has concerns about it.
Yeah.
They will be far enough off where they won't care, but
Okay.
but talk to your public works department about the sidewalk plowing, what kind of clearances they need to make this all work for them as well.
Okay.
So along the stretch of roadway, I said there's some drainage improvements, right? There is a drainage system that goes down and actually shoots down this way, and it goes into the back end. I'm hoping that we can not replace all those pipes there. I don't know what condition they're in, but we'll talk to DOT about it.
Okay.
So we can keep going budget for things that you want to do instead of building drainage systems on the state highway.
Right.
But as you get around this corner, the curb line that goes up here, there is no drainage system up there. So now because there's a curb line there, and there wasn't a curb line before, and you have that kind of swale area, what could happen by running water along, especially on the inside of a kind of a super elevated curb like this, you run water along the curb line, DOT's concern will be that it will spread more out as the travel lane. If it spreads out in the travel lane, then hydroplaning could be a problem.
Yep.
So the drainage system up here will absolutely be required, and it'll have to be part of this program as well.
Okay.
So that will add some cost to this. Getting up to kind of the end here, I guess. End of Main Street anyway.
I'm sorry. I just have one question about that length with no drainage. When we spoke, I believe it was in November, there's an existing retaining wall that's starting to cant out.
Yeah.
Now, that has a house drain that terminates onto the sidewalk. How do you plan on dealing with that if there's no drainage there? There's a house drain that comes right out of that retaining wall.
Yeah, he's right.
No, actually.
So you're gonna have to replace
Certainly
that.
wouldn't want to land on the sidewalk.
No.
No, you don't, not if there's no
DOT's not gonna
drainage
land
there.
on the road either, so.
Right.
Right.
Well, I'm
Okay.
just thinking, it's kind of a side hill.
Yeah. That wall is, if we do any work on the sidewalk in front of that wall, then we're gonna have to replace the wall.
Yeah.
That's one of the notes
Okay.
I can get to.
I just didn't want to see us redoing people's basement drains, that's all.
Well, I mean, if the basement,
Yeah.
if the wall, I think the wall's in this location, the end of our drainage system is here. So it makes sense to extend that a little further, to tighten it in. If it's a basement drain, like from someone's, actually, it was a foundation drain.
Yeah, I'm not sure where
Yeah.
that was from.
If
Yeah, I
some
don't-
pump
To
that you
interject, it's probably a perimeter drain that's put behind
Yeah.
that wall when it was made, so.
Yeah, probably.
If the water goes up behind it, it can drain out.
Yeah.
All the years I've been living in town, I've never seen water coming out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not coming,
Yeah.
That's
it's
what it
not
is,
coming
then
from the
it's not a
house.
concern at all.
Yeah.
But if any
Yeah.
water does come out of there, it'll drain across
Right.
the sidewalk and be on its way.
Well, I think the elevation's too high for it to be a foundation drain.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tony. Yeah, okay.
But if it's a foundation drain coming from the basement, there's some pumping out, you can't tie it to your catch basin.
Yeah.
If it's something that's a
Yeah,
foundation
it
drain
can't be
from the
tied to
ground
the
level
house.
of the
No.
house, it's a different story. So
No.
if it's a weed pole from the wall, I haven't really noticed that.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and yeah, you just let it be, let it drain across the sidewalk.
Okay,
Hopefully it'll be dry, like you said, forever. It'll be nice.
okay.
But that wall and some of the other walls that we're working really close to, I think that one, the one that's leaning over is the worst. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
if we do anything in front of that, then it's gonna fall over. and
Yeah,
it's
no,
gonna
it's
compromise.
not good.
So that's happened,
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
no question about it. There were some others that are in pretty poor shape too, working really close to that may be affected by that, some stone walls.
Okay.
So be careful with that as well. And this area, I think around this area down is all part of a historic area as well.
Well, not an official,
Not
officially
not official, but
designated,
it's
no.
something that's
Yeah.
has been studied for eligibility under the register, but it's
Yeah.
not actually there. So,
Right.
what the limits of that are, I'm not really sure because it wasn't really well defined, but
Mm-hmm.
it's something to be considered. So, but one of the things that we will do as part of this, in replacing walls like that on
Mm-hmm.
houses that are dated, is do the coordination with Division of Historic Resources to see what we have to do, what they're going to require.
Okay.
Usually they'll allow you to replace walls in kind. Sometimes they want an older granite-looking wall from a stone wall. Who knows?
Yeah.
Coordinate with them and see what they say. We'll do that as part of it's part of the engineering study done early on.
Okay,
So if there are cultural or environmental commitments we have to make early on, then it's defined probably within the next month or two.
Right.
Which is good, so we'll
Are
know
you
about it.
talking about the common man?
that whole area.
The whole area
area.
has historic houses.
Yeah.
The whole area has houses that if they're over 50 years old, they're historic.
Yeah,
Right.
If they're built in the 60s, it's a historic house by DOT. So
Okay.
Wow, how old is us?
Yeah, I'm historic. Okay.
Yes, yeah, wait, I'm a historic artifact.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. Anyway, so you get up to this area, I think we talked about this before, the possibility of doing something at this crosswalk. This
Yeah, that's a
crosswalk
very
downtown.
dangerous crosswalk.
Yes.
So what's shown here, it's like a smiley face over here, but what this is basically a bump out. So,
Okay.
that's hated by maintenance personnel.
I know.
Universal everywhere. The reason that it's there is that it allows you to basically make the crosswalk shorter.
Yeah.
Make the crosswalk more visible.
Yeah.
So what I do with these, I know that DOT does the plowing for the main line.
Yep.
And the town does the plowing for the parking areas.
Right.
So that otherwise this would be a non-starter for DOTs.
Yeah.
So this is something I would like to leave in the plan and to discuss with DOT, see if they will allow it.
Okay.
I expect some pushback from them. But I do think that having basically essentially a sidewalk or a landing area out, not as far as the parking space. If the
Yeah.
parking space is 8 feet, maybe it comes out 6 feet.
Yeah.
So it's not impacting the traffic lanes at all. But it does make this crossing shorter. So I think that improves the safety. And then we can either put some bollards or planters or something out there to make it even more visible, as visible as possible. This is a location, even though it's a mid-block crosswalk, I probably wouldn't recommend those flashers.
Yeah.
Only because it's too much in the downtown, there's too much
Yeah.
else going
Yeah.
on.
It would take
Yeah.
away from your
Flashers-
It would be ugly.
It would be ugly. and
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's the place for it.
As long as it's made visible by other means, and if,
Right,
like,
so
as you
so
said.
instead of doing the flashes, you do everything else you could possibly
Yeah.
do here for that. On this corner, I did show a bit of a bump out here, and the reason I did that is it basically lines up with the parking lane here and parking lane there. Then this point at the end is where the end of the sidewalk is now, so I don't think that makes this turn any more difficult for large vehicles.
Okay.
But it's something we have to talk about with
Yep.
fire and PD and
Yep.
public works, see what they think about it. And the reason I did that, again, was that leaves you an opportunity to make a crosswalk across the street short again, and make it more visible, and then
Yep.
basically define what this lane is, so.
Right.
So whether it's something it's reasonable or not, or something you want to do, I don't know.
Okay.
It's not there. If there's a place where a school bus comes up and parks in the morning and drops kids off,
Yep.
well, you don't want to do it.
Right.
If it's not, then maybe it's possible. So
Okay.
anyway, the purpose, what I'm trying to do tonight is just kind of throw some ideas out there, and then
Okay.
if you look at it and say, that's just a stupid idea, then I'll just change it.
It's a really good idea. I mean, to be honest with you, the plan it's splendid. My only concern is that one corner that you're speaking of.
Yeah.
Just because Bob Surefine is our last grocery store in town, at one time we had 5 or 6. Now we have 1, and
Yep.
that is the road that every commercial 18-wheeler comes in and
Yep.
out to load that store. I drove an 18-wheeler for 10 years, and I can tell you that's tight without having that bump out there. And that sidewalk that you're proposing to do that bump out at is closed 5 months of the year because of the ice that comes off the old
Yeah.
hardware store.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So if you're gonna put money somewhere, it might not be where the sidewalk's gonna be closed 5 months of the year.
Why is sidewalk close by?
Because the ice.
Because the
ice
ice
off
comes
the
off the
roof,
roof.
Yeah.
And they
And-
close the
yeah.
sidewalk down from November to April.
Yeah, you're right.
This whole corner is closed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Supposed to.
Well,
Yeah.
just so you know.
It is because there was an issue with some ice falling on
Just so you know,
people.
when you're done with this project, you'll need to sign an agreement with DOT that you won't do that.
Yeah.
It's not- we don't close it, the owner does.
They,
Okay,
Well,
we'll need,
not property.
another issue we need to work
Just-
out.
just so you know,
Got it,
that-
okay,
that-
all right.
When you're done, one of the part of your process at the
Yeah.
very end,
Okay.
is the maintenance agreement. And
Okay.
maintenance is that you maintain the sidewalk year-round.
Okay,
That's an absolute must on these projects.
okay,
Just so you
that's
know.
good to know.
But As you, so yeah, this is, I get the reaction I kind of expected from everyone tonight. So as we go up Gordon Street, one of the things that we're still working on is where the right-of-way is on that.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for us to determine.
Yep.
The surveyor is still working on that, so what I showed here, I don't have a lot of confidence in. We'll be doing some more work and get back to you on that over a
Okay.
couple of weeks. But this is essentially, there's no grass strip on here, but it's a sidewalk more or less where it is now.
Yeah.
Until you get down to the end here. So in the end, what it appears like is that the roadway, some of this widening on this side, is actually on the private property.
Yeah, and people park there.
Yeah, well, people parking right to the corner, which I think
Yeah.
we need to change.
Yeah.
That needs to be
Yeah.
back maybe 20 feet from the intersection at
Yeah.
least. And then this curb line, pointing to this right here, this line back here is where the edge of the pavement is now.
Yeah.
That's what the curb line is, that's like 8 or 9 feet or more out from there.
Okay.
So I think what we'll find when we do more right-of-way research is the right-of-way actually is out there.
Okay.
And we can't build a sidewalk on someone's property, well,
Right.
unless we want to get easements and all that.
Right,
So that means moving this over a little bit.
okay.
And then we'll just make another crosswalk here to where the good sidewalks are, to get up to the school, and that's pretty much the end of the project, so.
Okay.
are there any easements?
There will be, actually, my next topic of discussion.
Perfect
Yeah.
segue.
Yes.
Very good, yeah, so-
Gee, thanks, Sharon.
So there will be easements on some of these, this is I think I'm not sure it's a daycare center or what it is down here. here.
And that's a gift shop.
A gift shop, yeah. There's a very steep driveway there.
Yeah.
So when you come up there and you try to, if you build a steep driveway, you can certainly do that, but if you build a steep driveway with a flat spot in the middle of it, it takes a lot more space, so.
Yeah.
So that one will be chasing up into private property for sure.
Yeah.
I think any of these steep driveways that require grading behind the sidewalk will need easements.
Okay.
It's a temporary easements.
Yeah.
As opposed to permanent sidewalk
Yeah.
easements. Down here, all along this stretch, where the sidewalk is right on the property line, we need to work behind that, so there'll be easements on there as well.
Okay.
So there'll be, it's just like a little strip easement, so you can do a little bit of grading you have to do behind the sidewalk to make it all work.
Okay.
I don't really see any need for any permanent easements unless maybe there's something up on Gordon Street, depending where the right-of-way lines are.
Okay.
And which is good, because permanent easements they're more expensive.
More difficult, yeah,
so-
I'm sure.
So in temporary easements on these projects, what you need to do is a very, like everything with federal process, is a very well-defined federal process here, which means that if, say we need an easement on this property,
Yeah.
we have to get them with a value for the property. We do allow abbreviated version to determine the value, without doing a full appraisal, which makes it cost a whole lot less money. But you come up with a value for the property, then the value for the easement ends up being, the easement values on these properties, they're gonna be like $80.
Oh, okay.
Something like that, they're not gonna be thousands or anything.
Yeah, okay.
The temporary easements, and
Yeah.
it's basically there's a little strip in the front, it's not all that valuable. So, I've seen easements on other projects where they were like under $10, which is kind of crazy. So what I would recommend for anything that's a low value easement, which is a relatively small one, on a property that doesn't have a huge high value, is that the selectmen set a minimum value for that.
Okay.
So $100 or $200 or whatever. DOT does allow that, so.
Okay.
That way you're not asking somebody for an easement, you give them a check for, $9.75 or something.
Right.
Something crazy like that.
Right.
So then, but in that process, we can't begin that process until the preliminary plans are approved.
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't really know exactly where easement's gonna be. We haven't done the final grading. Not authorized to do that yet. We'll do that when we can.
Okay.
Conversely, what would you do with a high-valued property if you need to obtain an easement?
Same thing.
Well, for instance, I'm looking at the one plaza that was built in the last 10 years there. Everybody knows it as the pizza place where Elaine Hughes Realty is.
Yeah.
Where everybody bottoms out in and out, similar to the gift shop, but there's more
Right.
volume of traffic there, and it's directly across the street from our park. So would that be something that you'd have to obtain an easement to level that out a little?
I
Or?
think so. I don't think maybe we can grade that within the right of way, so.
Okay.
So we
That'd
need
be
to do
nice.
that. And whatever the easement costs are, well, that's what they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's something that would benefit both the,
Oh, it would.
the
Yeah.
commercial interests and the town,
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I've worked in
Yeah.
a lot of different communities, and these temporary easements is not that expensive.
Okay.
Even on a high-value property,
Okay.
because a piece of the property you're using doesn't really have it doesn't really contribute that much to what the value of the property is.
Got it.
So if you're just regrading somebody's driveway, even on a high-value property, it still don't cost you, they're not gonna cost you thousands.
Okay.
And DOT budgets for this.
Yes.
Right, you have
It's
some-
in-
there's
it's in
some budget in your
Okay.
which I think is usually more than you need.
Yep.
Okay.
So then, schedule-wise, we're hoping to get this all designed this year, which will happen. DOT does something unusual.
Okay.
And then we'll build it next year. That's the
Okay.
plan. So then the good news is, still believe that this road is scheduled for overlay next year too, so if the DOT website is accurate.
Perfect.
Which will be nice, then hopefully we can get the sidewalks done, get everything ready to go, and then they can just overlay the road.
Oh, it'd be
Probably
lovely.
one of those thin overlays they do, so
Yeah.
it's not so long, at least it'll look good for.
Okay.
Nice.
So I will open this up to questions for the board, and I will also open it up to the public, since this, we can sort of consider this an initial public hearing. Are there any more questions from the board?
Well, they were talking about maintenance, trees and these grass strips. Sometime in the last year or so, there was some question about Highland Street. Who takes care of those strips?
Right.
We were told sometimes homeowners do, but the town, I guess, hadn't had it part of their plan.
Right.
So that will have to be addressed.
That will have to be
Because
addressed.
we don't need to have a nice looking sidewalk and have grass.
I know.
installed.
Or turned over weeds or whatever.
Or trees
Yeah.
that are, the bark has been damaged
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to be wrapped or
Yeah.
have cages put around them or something like that.
Yeah.
Most people will mow that area in front of their, this
front of their
commercial
own
property.
property.
Mowing their grass, they just mow that too.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
There'll be
Right,
some,
that's-
but,
Yeah.
What type of trees would you put there? And do you have concern about salt? Sand and salt?
Leaf,
Oh, yeah.
Do
leaf
it.
stumping, a lot of leaves
Yeah.
on the sidewalk too.
I'm not gonna talk about what type of trees, because I don't honestly know. So at this point, I just wanted to kind of get this thoughts out here and some thought of where trees will go.
Yeah.
The landscape architect hasn't looked at it yet.
Yeah.
But after I leave here tonight, if trees are something we still want to include in this, then I will contact them and they'll make some recommendations. And what they'll look at is, they'll certainly pick a salt tolerant type of tree.
Yeah.
They'll look at how trees maybe block a view of a business, if that's a good thing or not, look at what utility lines are and all
Yeah.
those things. So you do a more detailed design of that, could certainly explain it way better than I could. But that will be our next step in the process, to develop this plan to the next
Yeah.
level, I guess.
Any other questions from the board?
I think if we're considering this a primary hearing, I'd like to know if is there any concerns from the police department or any representative from the fire department with this plan, or does this look pretty good as far as?
No,
So-
I have some concerns, just standing here looking.
Well, are you speaking as the police department or as a citizen,
I
Tony?
was just waiting for everybody to get done, and then I figured it'd
Okay.
open to us, but
Yeah.
are we moving on to that at this point?
At this point, it's open to anyone. We also have representatives of water and sewer here in case they have any questions or concerns,
One of the
because,
concerns I have is the West Street thing where they're parallel, they come in off in front of the mobile station.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna shut down mobile's entrance and then continue down and then wrap around the corner into West Street. I think originally it should continue straight there, okay, instead of wrapping around.
cut the
like a-
diagonal.
The sidewalk.
Yeah, we had talked about that at one point too. I hear
I
you.
don't like pedestrians in
Yeah.
the roadway,
Yeah,
okay?
mm-hmm,
And that this sidewalk would continue down this way through here.
yeah,
Okay, because this right-of-way is 4 rods wide,
Yeah.
66 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what the surveyor has done as far as
Survey
his
located
research.
this right-of-way line out here
yeah.
on that corner.
Did the road used to go straight there, Tony? When it was just?
This is the, I mean, there's plans, there's a plan of this, there's a plan of Hillside Avenue,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that because I've surveyed the area to death. That's the only reason I.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay? And
Fine.
I know that the right-of-way line for this intersection down here
Yeah.
is down here, because this used to be old Route 3 that went up through.
Ah.
To go straight through.
So, okay.
Route 3 went straight through here.
If that's our right of way,
that's what it is.
I agree with you. I
And
think it should be a
then-
diagonal.
And then, when they put I-93 interchange in, they
Mm-hmm.
reworked this intersection.
Oh,
They did not give up their old right-of-way in here,
Yeah,
because this little swale and the drainage and everything down here has been a bone of contention about whose is it?
Yeah.
Can this people work in there? Can
Yeah.
these people work in there?
Yeah.
But I think the better mousetrap would be to continue this, if you're getting down here to West Street.
yeah,
Because, to be quite honest with you, when they did the West Street improvements, there's like a gravel sidewalk down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they anticipated eventually some extension of the
Right.
sidewalk going
Yep.
all the way to the elderly
Yep.
housing.
Yep.
And I just think that this makes a safer route for people to walk rather than out here.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah.
Tony
I
as well.
think you're right.
Because of the congestion here.
Yeah.
I mean,
They do too.
we see it on a regular basis.
yeah, even now, people aren't sure, even though it says enter here, people still aren't sure where to
No,
enter.
people
That's
do enter on
true.
the wrong side,
Yeah.
but, you know, when you got tractor trailer trucks coming in and out of there,
Yeah.
I just think
Yeah.
safety wise, this
Yeah.
is continuing straight is a.
No, you're
Well,
right.
there's a
With-
beaten path
better
there
road.
already.
There is a path there.
Now, where the green area is there would,
So this is what I'll offer, if the surveyor wants to talk to me about the right of way for Gordon Street, I could probably provide him with an
Yeah.
old map that we're
That'd be
looking
nice.
Take it, definitely.
Great.
And I think I have the layout for Route 3,
Yeah, I'm sure they have that.
and if they're doing anything with School Street, I have the road layout for that too.
Wonderful.
So
Thank you,
If they
Tony.
need any of that information, just have them contact me.
I think that's very accurate. I think one thing it would improve if you brought the sidewalk straight across, you'd have less people who would be coming down there off the road, and instead of stopping to get onto Route 3, like say they were going from Mobile to Burger King, just blowing that stop sign. I'm
Yep.
only taking a right, I'm only taking it.
Yeah.
Well, it also shortens the length.
It does
Right,
shorten the
it
length,
does.
yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
shorter length.
yeah,
And you'd gain a green area, we could future do some plantings. you know,
absolutely.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the village
Absolutely,
area.
yeah.
Everybody would
Gateway
be able to
sign.
slow down. Gateway
great.
sign.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunity. Okay,
I like
wonderful.
And it can
Good
finally be
idea.
decided
That's my
who
2
owns it.
cents.
Any representative from the fire department?
That's
have
worth
any-
more than 2 cents.
Do you have any, issues?
Up on the corner of Gordon Street where it
Yeah.
bubbles out along with the bubble out for the crosswalk. I agree with what he says about the crosswalk, however, that creates a choke point. The fire trucks are 9
It's
feet
a hard
wide here
corner.
and here. And generally the public are a little afraid of curbs, so they hang out a little more.
Yeah,
It's always very narrow going through there and you can't see traffic coming because of the shape of the
Yeah.
road.
You'd have to have your nose almost in the other lane
Yeah.
to make that corner if you were
If
heading.
we're doing lights and sirens, they'll see us and usually hang back by Winter Street. But if we could keep it as wide as possible, it would be a big factor for the fire department and snow removal because the state, they go about 1.5 to 2 feet past the white line. That's their rule.
Yeah.
So we're always battling snow on our sidewalks.
I know.
Take that
Yeah.
building,
So it's
take the
just,
sidewalk out. let it
Just a
drip.
narrow part there.
Or put an overhang.
Take the whole thing out. Just like-
I don't know. Thank you. Any questions from the public? Yes, Jane?
Is there a reason that we're going up Gordon Street as opposed to continuing on Main Street and making it look nice all the way down?
For the school.
It was for the school. This was the second time around that we put in for the TAP grant, and originally we were looking at safe routes to school money as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
So that was our initial concern, that this was a main route for the school kids. But, the goal is, this is phase 1, and maybe phase 2, we can extend the sidewalks someplace else in town. So,
So this will only be on the left-hand side coming into town?
Yeah.
So the sidewalk that's on the right will stay as it is?
for now,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
thanks.
I guess I'd like to look at the plan one more time.
okay.
Feel free.
It looks kind of skinny there.
This is the only thing I'm gonna say is, I don't understand this. And the reason I don't understand that is because the kids are gonna come over here to this crosswalk and go up
Yeah.
the sidewalk there, because there is no sidewalk on this side of the road.
Yeah,
It could end
Okay,
right
so,
there.
yeah,
So-
could end it right there.
one of the things I will let you know is that I know that the curb lines and the right-of-way are very, very, very tight. Very
There's a
tight.
house almost
So
on
if
the
you were
road
gonna
there.
do
I know.
this, I think what you would end up doing right in here, because of the road layout, it's very narrow. You may end up having to get an easement to do something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, that was not that well thought out. I kind of just drew it up.
Yeah, yeah.
He just drafted
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Actually,
That's all,
Yeah.
I know I need to get a realtor in this corner.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This piece can be just taken out.
Yeah,
This I gotta have, I gotta
Okay.
have one.
all right. But I know that this right-of-way in here is very narrow.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with that.
No, it's easy to stay away from easements if you can.
You got a letter, that's the thing that's raised.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I get a lot of information.
I'll get WP Charlie.
so,
That'd be great.
Mike, you anticipating holding at least one other public hearing?
We have to, yeah.
Okay, okay.
And they'll take some of the thoughts that we have here and
Yep.
then comes up and
Yep.
this and then come back again.
We need to make sure that it's well announced so that anyone in the town has an opportunity
Oh,
to
yeah.
come in, so.
Yeah, do you have your schedule offhand? I mean, you want to go out to bid in January.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
That sounds like a long time away, but it's not.
Oh, I
There's
know.
a lot of steps in between.
I know,
So the sooner the better.
okay. Again, and any concerns from water and sewer at this point? No?
No, we'll the drawings a bit, in that one section where it's elevated down by the gas station, and
Yeah.
we'll try to see how deep the piping is there.
Well, we get the surveyors opened up all the structures so we know what the rims and inverts are. So he's got that anyway. It's about 6, 7 feet down there, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay,
So
Okay,
there might be some room, but before we propose anything on that, we'll talk about it.
all right.
Make sure that estimate can cover the inverts and
Great.
as well.
anything else? Well, I, for one, am very excited to see this
Yes.
taking
Oh,
shape.
no kidding.
It's going to be a vast improvement safety-wise, which of course is the primary concern, but appearance of the town.
Yeah.
This
Exciting.
is going to be a big boost to economic development. So
Yes.
I thank you, Mike, for giving us this update.
Thank you.
Look forward to having you again.
That's
Okay.
great.
Okay,
Do you want to schedule another meeting?
we can certainly do that.
I hate to pressure you, but, you know.
We meet in 2 weeks.
That's too soon, or
Too soon.
would you rather
It's not
wait
too
till?
soon for me, but-
Okay.
That's okay with you.
Yeah, I'd like the cameras here so the public can,
Okay,
that
yeah, oh,
people can't
definitely.
make it and can see.
Yeah, if you can come back in 2 weeks, that would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
okay.
All right,
Wow,
great,
okay.
Do that.
great, thank
I'll
you.
make all these changes we talked about,
Yeah.
and some more detail on the landscaping.
Wonderful.
Oh, good.
Perfect, I
May
love it.
21st.
Great, thank you so much.
Charlie, do I need to leave this with you? Bring it down hall, if that help you? So you keep it around.
We can put it
Not the
upstairs.
board.
Sure.
Not the board, just the plans.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
In case you want to look at
Make
it.
it a banner.
yeah, right.
Upstairs, though.
Of course, yeah, we'll take
Okay,
it. Yeah.
Ashland Heritage Commission, Swamstock announcements. Katie,
That's me.
come forward,
Okay, I'm gonna sit down.
please do.
So okay with me?
Sure, why not?
You can be the librarian this evening.
Okay, I can do that. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff in there later.
Swag.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Katie Marr, and I represent the Heritage Commission. And here to talk about Comstock. On July 1st, 1868, New Hampshire Governor Walter Harriman signed the bill partitioning the northwest corner of Holderness into the new town of Ashland, New Hampshire. This separation came about because of the differences between the farmers and the businesses and how the community should spend their tax dollars. Over the intervening years, our towns realized the benefits of working together and established mutual aid agreements and explored cooperative projects that benefited both of our communities. Sorry, allergies.
Okay, 'tis the season.
Communities are made up of friendly neighbors. In 2013, Sid Lovett, a 90-year resident of Holderness, suggested that the 150th anniversary of Ashland was an opportunity to have a rapprochement.
Say that again.
Rapprochement between Ashland and Holderness, better known as a resumption of harmonious relations. This brought to mind a really fun 1960s themed peace party. Peace party. I have props. And a great way to bring our two towns together in celebration. The Heritage Commission voted to sponsor Squamstock in 2017 because it celebrates Ashland and Holderness' shared heritage. We were founded together as New Holderness in 1771. We existed together for 97 years, including 1816, the year without a summer, when Reuben Whitten shared his wheat with our ancestors. And July 1st marks 150 years to the day the historic document was signed by the governor. In order to encourage participation of both towns, we established Squamstock as an art festival fundraiser for our schools. The principals of Ashland Elementary and Holderness Central have approved the event and engaged their art teachers to join in our effort. Art templates will be available. This one's a good one. For the kids, if they want something very 60s. And they will be available in our libraries, schools, and recreation departments. Local artists will also be donating art for a silent auction, and all the proceeds will be divided evenly between both schools by a third-party fiscal agent. Initially, we hoped to have the event on the boundary between Ashland and Holderness, but it was too disruptive to the area businesses. So after discarding an alternative plan to hold the event at the Ashland Beach and Bridge, we were fortunate to find a partner in Squam Lake's Natural Science Center who offered their facilities and infrastructure for our use. So, with partners and plans now finalized, the Heritage Commission is pleased to announce our Squamstock Peace Party to be held on July 1st, 2018, from 4 to 7 on Ashland Holderness Day at the Squam Lakes Natural Science Center in Holderness, New Hampshire. Admission to Squamstock is $5 for anyone over the age of 5. And will include a wide variety of 1960s art making, 1960s reimagined games that encourage cooperation, 1960s music and dancing, retro snacks and drinks, think ants on a log and Tang, and peace-themed decor. All hippies are welcome. Attendees will be signing a peace promise between the two towns, which will be presented to each town's historical society. The celebration will conclude with a polite tug of war between Ashland and Holderness, followed by handshakes and hugs photographed for posterity. Art donated by children and local artists will be for sale and constitute the bulk of our fundraising, with 100% of all proceeds from ticket sales, art sales, and donations going to our schools. We are seeking individuals who would be interested in donating art supplies, whipping up 1960s era snacks, or volunteering at the festival as an art mentor or game monitor. Please contact the Ashland Heritage Commission if you would like to help. We would like to request that the Ashland and Holderness Board of Selectmen consider being the first official signers of our two peace promises, so that the attendees, and especially the children, will recognize the importance of signing a promise of peace. The Heritage Commission will provide the agreement in advance for your consideration and execution. If one or more selectmen were available to be at the event to oversee the signing, it would make this ceremonial experience more solemn and memorable. Communities exist through shared interests, goals, attitudes, and are established on common ground. A community knows no boundaries, and peace begins with our neighbors. Ashland and Holderness are part of the larger Squam Region community. We were founded together as one town. Our kids joined together as one class at Plymouth Regional High School. Our towns share resources through mutual aid and cross-border projects, and all of our citizens share and enjoy the beautiful Squam Lakes environs. We want to come together in peace as a single community celebrate Ashland's 150th, and inspire our children's creativity. We hope you will join us.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Katie. Any questions from the board? Appreciate the update. I was trying to repress the 60s, but
Coming back with
What were they like?
Do you want us
Were
to
they
wear?
good?
I'll tell you sometime, Harold. Yeah.
We
if I
can wear
never-
our original
If I'd
clothes.
only saved my double knit polyester bell bottoms, but
We are
my
asking
bell
people
bottoms.
to come in their hippie attire.
Yeah.
Because it will make it all the more wonderful, but I will have hippie attire available for spring.
Oh my goodness. Well, I gotta
Just in
confess that I didn't understand the origin of the term Squamstock. Made no sense to me until she reminded me of Woodstock. Duh.
Fran,
How can you
Sorry,
forget
Fran.
Woodstock?
I didn't forget it, I
Did you not
just
see any
didn't
of
make
those
the
groups?
connection.
Which was in '69. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Do
correct.
you have
Anyway.
any other questions?
Any other questions?
My parents wouldn't let
Keep
me
us
go,
posted,
so-
Katie, thank you so much.
She said
Okay, select board items, public body appointments. We have a new process for appointing and reappointing members to various committees and commissions, and I think that was all posted on the website.
It's on the website, yes.
So please take a look at that. Going forward, we're going to remind people by email that their tenure is about up, and if they want to reapply, to fill out the same form that all the new people do. It's a very simple form, just giving us some vital statistics and reasons for wanting to join and experience and so forth. And we want this to be posted publicly, so it's open to everybody. I think in the past, the process has been kind of muddied, that things just kind of got turned over without anybody understanding that it was time. And the other thing is, again, I encourage all kinds of people in the town to step up. We have so many vacancies that need to be filled. And this is a great town. I think there's a lot of great things happening, and we need a lot of help, and so please let us know if you'd be willing and have the time to serve on one of these committees, and we will, again, that listing will be on the website. But we have some requests to fill some positions. The first is Katie Marr, and let me read these letters. Okay, Katie's letter said, I'm not sure if I need to do this, but and going forward you do. But my term runs out April 1st, and this is for Heritage Commission, and I would like to request to be reappointed to the Ashland Heritage Commission and continue to pursue the projects currently underway. Thank you for your consideration. So could I have a nomination for Katie Marr to continue to serve on the Heritage Commission?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
I have a second to the motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor of Katie Marr serving on the Heritage Commission, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Do we have those forms?
I do.
Okay, we're gonna swear everybody in when we get done with this?
Yes, that
Yeah.
probably will make sense.
Yes.
You're gonna swear at you.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
we're
next
swearing.
is from Mardine Badger for the Planning Board. My current term on the Ashland Planning Board expires this month. I would like to continue my contribution to the land use process for the town. Therefore, I'm requesting to be reappointed to a new 3-year term, 2018 to 2021, as a regular member of the Planning Board. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Mardine Badger.
I'll make that motion to appoint Mardine Badger back to the planning board.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. This comes from Liz Stevens, and I guess she wasn't able to make it tonight. My name is Elizabeth Stevens. I reside at 137 Levitt Hill Road in Ashland. I'm writing to you to request consideration for another 3-year term as trustee for Memorial Park. I've had the pleasure of being involved with Memorial Park since 2014. I think that we have made significant progress in the upkeep and maintenance of the park, and I look forward to continuing this role. Please advise if I should send you a more formal request, or if there's something else I should submit. I would be happy to meet with you if you have questions or suggestions. Sincerely, Liz Stevens. Is there a nomination to appoint Liz Stevens to become a trustee of Memorial Park?
I'll make that nomination.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now there is one position on the Scribner trustees, and we actually have 2 people applying for it. And I will read them both. To the selectmen of the town of Ashland, I, Richard Ogden, who has joined us tonight, do respectfully request that I be reappointed as a Scribner trustee. Sincerely, Richard Ogden. And then from Katie Marr, I would again like to submit my name for consideration for the Scribner Board of Trustees should an opportunity be open. Is there a nomination for either of these individuals? Somebody.
I'll nominate Richard Ogden
Okay.
for Scribner trustee.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations? Here.
I'll nominate Katie.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so we have two people duly nominated and seconded. I will open it up for discussion for both of these individuals. And they're both here, so please feel free to address your questions or comments to the members.
I would just like to know, how long have you been a trustee, Dick?
How long have I been?
Yeah.
Well, I was a town trustee for close to 30 years. And I chose not to run anymore. I figured it's time for somebody to get on besides me. Well, I didn't run, and however, I was talked into being a Scribner trustee in place, which is appointed, as you well know.
Right.
And so I've done that, and I enjoy that. I don't get involved in town funds anymore because we Scribner trustees are strictly Scribner business. So that part has been fine, and I enjoy that. My best contribution probably is helping with the investments. We invest, we have about 118,000 roughly that we use to maintain the library property. And so with some careful thought, we can do it. It doesn't cost the town much at all to have that building because of the fund that we deal with.
Nice.
Are there other questions for either?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm just making sure I say this in the nicest way. I think many of us have absolutely no idea what happens at the Scribner meetings. They aren't posted. They aren't held in a building that's open to the public. Minutes are not posted. I have no clue what you do. I've never met you before, sir. So I have no opinion on what you have done sitting on the board. I'm very concerned that whoever's appointed this position realizes they take an oath of office and to uphold the state constitution and the state RSAs, and one of them is the right to know law, which is RSA 91A. And this committee has not been upholding that part of their oath.
Well, I think you'll find that the meetings have been posted at the post office.
They have
And
to
it's a
be,
monthly meeting.
they have to be posted in more than one place.
Pardon?
They have to be posted in more than one place. And the new law is if we have a town website, they have to be posted on the town website.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's been done, but I do know that in writing they have been posted at the post office. And they are open to the public, and they've never been private,
Where are they held?
right there at the library.
And is the library open when you have your meetings?
It is open when we start our meetings, yes.
And what happens,
It-
so what time is that?
The meetings are 7 o'clock, first Monday of each month, at the library.
And that's the same night that the
That's true.
the BOS meets.
Well, can't help
Yeah.
that, but that's always been our
Right.
meeting.
They are held,
Have for a number of years,
they're held on the second floor, is that correct?
yes.
I was under the impression that that was prohibited for public use because of fire code issues.
That is somewhat true, but the upstairs is accessible to that room upstairs, the room that we use for our meetings, with the permission of the library itself.
Right, no, I understand that, but it was my understanding that they did an inspection a few years back, and there were concerns about fire safety up there, and that basically that floor is closed to the public. I'm going to unfortunately embarrass Mardine Badger because she's a library trustee. Is that your understanding as well, Mardine?
I don't recall all of a lot of those things were done before I was the trustee.
Okay, I think we need to get clarification on that. Again, Dick, our concern is that, like Kathleen said, we're not getting minutes, we're not getting the compliance for 91A, and I would ask you going forward if you would agree to comply with all the 91A requirements.
I have no problem with that,
Okay.
no. But they are open to the public and they have been right along. There's never been a private meeting.
Okay.
ever.
The library closes at 7, so if somebody came at 5 after 7, they wouldn't be able to get into the building, would they?
Well, again, the library does close at 7. We start our meetings just before they close. We get into the library. Now, if somebody wants to attend the meeting, they would have to come at the same time we would have to go to the meeting.
So that's what I have an issue with. It's not truly open to the public because now you've made parameters that if you can't be there at 5 minutes of 7, you can't. You basically are going to be locked out of the building, correct?
This is true.
And that's what I have an issue with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
Well, just leave it
See,
open.
we don't set the library hours,
Why
operation.
can't they leave it open? Why can't it
We
be
don't
open?
operate the library.
They can't leave
Why
it
can't
open
it be
because
left open?
because they're upstairs, and you don't want people wandering into the library unless it's attended.
And they
could
can't
you
be
consider another
downstairs?
place to have your meetings?
Yeah,
They own the
yeah,
building.
yeah.
Like the fire station or maybe like the street like here? Because I would like to go.
You're welcome.
But if you have it on a Monday night and I have a commitment here.
Well, they're not gonna change it?
No,
Doesn't
they're
No,
not
matter.
gonna change it for you.
No, but for
Right.
anybody else.
Yeah.
Because that question has been asked to me.
Maybe in a different place.
Well,
like you
I
said.
guess I'll be devil's advocate on this. The upstairs is not ADA compliant.
No.
It never has been since the building was built. If you have an issue with the door being locked at 7, have you folks ever thought of perhaps having the meeting downstairs where it is ADA compliant, and then if you left the doors open, you'd know who comes in?
Like in the conference area?
In the conference area, yes. I mean, I only speak this because
That would be an improvement.
I have suffered debilitating injuries. I actually have a nice little wheelchair on my license that I'm not too proud of, and not many people in this room know about it. But there's people in this town that are more handicapped than me, and they should have the right to go to those meetings.
Well, again, there wouldn't be a problem as far as we're concerned having it downstairs.
Okay.
But the problem might be having the library open. I say, we don't run the library.
Right.
Well, I think that's
We don't
something
set the
that
library hours.
you'd need to work out with the library
Right.
trustees.
I'm just listening to both ends of the conversation.
no.
I think that's a good common
Yeah.
ground.
I
Yeah.
think trying to find a new place to have your meetings would be, you would be complying with your duties under RSA 91A. I don't mean you personally, because you're only one of a group. That it's at a meeting where, at a place where it's open to the public, that is handicapped accessible, and that anybody who wishes to attend your meetings could do it.
And to ensure that they're posted on the town website.
On the town website.
Yeah,
maybe
for
the
clarity,
fire
you have to
station.
post in 2 places.
Places. Yeah, in 2
Website
places.
can be one,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be one.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and you guys have been filing your minutes with the clerk. I confirmed.
Okay.
But they aren't,
Okay.
they haven't been posted so people can read them, correct?
I don't
Are
know
they
if
on
I'll
the
post
website?
it to the website.
They're not on the
but I
website.
did check
No.
with the clerk, and
Is every
they've been filing, and it's,
Then the
Every
clerk
board
needs
has
to be
machine.
Gets them
reminded
and
to
posts them.
pass them on to,
yeah.
Yeah.
to the webmaster so they are posted to comply with 91A. Because we could be leaving ourselves open to liability, and many towns have had to pay
91A lawsuits.
lawsuits, and the state decided not to fund an ombudsman to oversee 91A
Yeah.
issues. So the towns, once again, if anybody presses an issue, the town would have to pay any legal fees.
Well, and
for lack of-
we have the same issue with the trustees of the trust. I think that's all, you'll meet together, right?
Yep.
And, you know, that's an issue for us too, with the trustees of the trust. That we need to come to some agreement and in a way to get them to comply with 91A, because we don't want to get in trouble as a town. So,
Now, you're all familiar with how the board is set up, don't you?
Yes.
Or are you?
you want to explain it, I am, but just for
There's a
people
board
who
of
don't know.
5.
Yes,
3 of those are town trustees, elected positions.
yes,
Okay? 2 of them are Scrivener trustees appointed.
yes, we understand that.
And that's the way the will stipulated that you set up, and it's worked quite well.
No, that's fine.
I thought it was town warrant that set it up.
No, that was the will that
Okay.
requested that,
Right.
and the Scrivener's will.
For the 2 appointed or just the, I thought the 2 appointed was, David knows, I believe.
The will just says there should be a group of trustees. It didn't
Trustees, that's what I
say
thought.
how they would be set up.
That's what I
It
Okay.
was
thought,
the
yeah.
town meeting that decided or agreed that
Okay,
be the town trustees plus 2 appointed.
okay.
So, yeah.
So for the purposes of the Scriveners, are the trustees of the trust considered part of that as well, as being
According to
separate?
the town meeting.
Okay,
vote,
okay.
the 3
So there are 5 Scriveners, but 3 of them are elected as trustees of the
Ex
trust.
officio.
Yeah,
And it's a 2-year term.
for all of them.
Well,
For the Scriveners,
For the
it's 2-year
Scriveners.
term.
The appointed
Yeah,
ones.
Appointed.
the appointed ones,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
See, most of us don't have this information. So we can make informed judgments on,
Okay.
and I don't mean, you happen to be sitting here, I wish Mr. Salvoni had joined you, so he could, partake of these, maybe he has the answer to some of these questions, but he's not here. But I think there's been a level of frustration with quite a few people that we don't know what you guys do. To put it plainly, you meet upstairs in the library and the building's locked. And I've had people ask me that question and I can't answer it, and I don't like to be in that position.
Again, we're just trying to ensure process. It's not
Yeah,
personal dig at all.
yeah.
It is all about process, because as somebody quoted to me once, process is your friend. If we're abiding by the same process for everybody and every committee and every person, then it's all transparent, we can deal with it. Again, please, Dick, do not take this as a personal comment, because I know you've served very well the town for many, many years, and we appreciate that. But we just need to get this all clarified.
And Charlie, didn't you say there's workshops they can attend?
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe you could explain that to Mr.
So
Ogden?
to answer any questions that you might have, or to get better knowledge about 91A, the law, and how the process and procedures work, NHMA offers seminars on
Yeah.
that you guys are more than welcome to attend. Just let me know.
Yeah.
We'll get it scheduled.
Yeah. And we as a board have been hit many times with 91A questions from not just this, but all kinds of information, angles, finance, whatever. We're constantly getting 91A requests, and we obviously have to abide by that. So I think it should be applied to every commission and committee in town. So,
And since
Absolutely.
And since we decided it was time for us to have a process that everybody would follow, it just happens you're here.
Yeah.
And hopefully you will go back and share this with the other men that you serve with and tell them how important this is.
Yeah.
And it's the law. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. It is state law,
Yeah.
and it must be followed.
Good.
so we're just asking if you would make that commitment if you are elected.
Oh, sure.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Any questions for Katie?
Katie knows about process.
Yes. Okay, so we have 2 people nominated and seconded. Are there any other questions before we go to a vote? Okay, all those in favor of reappointing Richard Ogden as a Scrivener trustee, please say aye. Aye.
I abstain.
Okay. All those who want to vote for Katie Marr for Scrivener trustee, please say aye.
Well, you can't.
But you can't, 'cause
Oh,
the
you're
first
right.
one.
Okay, we've
Once
got
the-
4 votes.
Yeah.
That's right. Never
Yeah.
mind. Sorry. In that case, we have 4 ayes and 1 abstention. Is that correct? Okay. Congratulations, Dick. Thank you so much.
But thanks, Katie, for also stepping
Yeah.
Yes,
forward.
thank you, Katie.
I'm
We
running again next year.
keep
Well,
in
we
there,
can find
Katie.
another committee for you. if
Have
you
I
want.
got an idea for you?
I'm running for trustee again
Yeah.
next year, and I'll
Okay.
run the
All right.
year after that, and the year after that.
Planning board?
Good.
No, not planning board,
Okay.
trustee.
So we have
Selectmen?
one more letter to read, and that is From Levi Bradley for Economic Development. Good morning. I'm sending this email to serve as my official request to join the Ashland, New Hampshire Economic Development Committee. A little about myself. I'm 35, married, 2 kids. I'm a business owner and entrepreneur. Originally from the South, we moved to New Hampton 3 years ago for work. During our time here, I've developed both a business and personal interest in the town of Ashland, particularly the old mills. I'm currently in the process of leasing the Scribner building with plans in the works to open a craft distillery in the near future. Through my focus on the Scribner building, I've come to appreciate Ashland's rich history and look forward to becoming a part of its future. I feel becoming a member of the EDC would allow me to put my experience to use for Ashland. Thank you for consideration, Levi Bradley, and he is with us tonight. May I have a nomination for Eli Bradley for the Economic Development
I'll
Committee?
make that nomination.
I'll second it. Levi.
Said Eli.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Said
you did.
I did.
Levi.
I'll make the motion to appoint Levi
And
Bradley.
is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion?
Second for discussion. That's what I said.
It's already seconded.
I think that it's good to point out that this is kind of following the same path as the 4th of July, where we're accepting of members that do not reside in this town for committees. And I think that it's great this gentleman stepped forward.
Right.
I know that he's not a resident of the town, but he's a stakeholder of this business, so.
Well,
I think it's a
actually,
good thing.
Harold, in the rules of procedure for economic development, we specifically allow out-of-towners to join us.
That was mighty nice of you.
Yeah, because we welcome business people. I mean, clearly, that's what we're all
And
about.
we've had members that way.
Yes.
I'm no longer a
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
But there were other members.
Yeah, Jill White was an official member of it, and she lives in Holderness.
And,
So, yeah,
the man from
Yes.
Plymouth, that was with Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce, Scott. Yes, Scott, but whatever. Anyway, Levi, thank you again for your service, and Levi's already attended many meetings, so I can tell you that he has made a lot of contributions, so.
What's the term? We didn't have a term.
3-year term?
3.
Okay.
Yep. Right, 3-year term, right? Okay, all those in favor of Levi Bradley for Economic Development Committee, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now let's swear everybody in. Everybody but Liz Stevens. So Charlie, you want to hand those over?
Charlie, what are you showing the term for the trustee?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Yep.
2020.
So if you could contact Liz Stevens.
Sure.
So she can come in the next week or so and get sworn in. Katie,
What?
you want to come forward? Get sworn out, I mean sworn in?
Get sworn at?
Okay, whereas there's a vacancy in the position of member of the Heritage Commission in said town, and whereas we the subscribers have confidence in your ability and integrity to perform the duties of said office, we do hereby appoint you the said Kathleen Mayer, a member of the Heritage Commission, and upon your taking the oath of office and having the appointment and the certificate of said oath of office recorded by the town clerk, you shall have the powers, perform the duties, and be subject to the liabilities of such office until another person shall be chosen to and qualified in your stead. So if you repeat after me, I, Kathleen Mayer.
I, Kathleen Marr.
Marr, sorry.
He's not
I knew that. I knew that. Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully and impartially.
That I will faithfully and impartially.
Discharge and perform all the duties.
Discharge and perform all the duties.
Incumbent on me as a member of the Heritage Commission.
Incumbent on me as a member of the Heritage Commission.
According to the best of my abilities.
According to the best of my abilities.
Agreeably to the rules and regulations.
Agreeably to the rules and regulations.
Of the Constitution and laws of the state of New Hampshire.
Of the Constitution and laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay.
On my honor.
All right. So if you would sign this, we will all sign it as well.
On my honor, I will try.
To do my duty for God and my country, to help other people at all times, and to obey the Girl Scout laws. Where do you sign?
Right here?
How about the
Wait a minute.
Constitution against all
Where is it? Is it over here?
This is date received and recorded. This says town clerk. Do I sign here?
Above it?
It's not, doesn't say, see, it doesn't say signer anywhere in here. So it's the
I-
first line here?
It says town clerk. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
town clerk.
just sign. You sign there.
That one?
Yeah, okay.
Sign my name 22,000 times.
Okay, thank you. I will pass this along for select board signature. Mardine? Whereas the vacancy in the position of member of the Ashland Planning Board in said town, and whereas we, the subscribers, have confidence in your ability and integrity to perform the duties of said office, we do hereby appoint you, the said Mardine Badger, a member of the Planning Board, and upon your taking the oath of office and having the appointment and the certificate of said oath of office recorded by the town clerk, you shall have the powers, perform the duties, and be subject to the liabilities of such office until another person shall be qualified in your stead, and this term expires April 30th, 2020. So if you would raise your hand. I, Mardine Badger,
I, Mardine Badger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties incumbent on me
and perform all the duties incumbent on me
as a member of the Planning Board
as a member of the Planning Board
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution and laws of the state of New
of the
Hampshire.
Constitution and laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, if you would sign
Said
said.
agreeably with Mardine.
Where, from the top line?
Top line, yeah. We will leave Liz's for something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Leave it over here, we all have to sign it.
Okay.
Okay. Dick Ogden. Whereas there is a vacancy in the position of Scrivener trustees in said town, and whereas we, the subscribers, have confidence in your ability and integrity to perform the duties of said office, we do hereby appoint you, the said Richard Ogden, a Scrivener trustee, and upon your taking the oath of office and having this appointment and certificate of said oath of office recorded by the town clerk, you shall have the powers, perform the duties, and be subject to the liabilities of such office until another person shall be chosen and qualified in your stead, and your term expires April 30th, 2020. I, Richard Ogden,
I, Richard Ogden,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
I will faithfully
and impartially discharge
and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties
and perform all the duties
incumbent on me
incumbent upon me
as a Scrivener trustee
as a Scrivener trustee,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my ability,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeable to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution and laws of the state of New
of the
Hampshire.
Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay. You would sign right there. And Levi Bradley, when he finishes signing, if you would please come up. Or Eli, I forget, what was your name?
Doesn't matter. I'll take you.
Levi like the jeans.
Okay, you can just leave that here, Dick, and we will all sign it. Okay, whereas there's a vacancy in the position of member of the Economic Development Committee in said town, and whereas we, the subscribers, have confidence in your ability and integrity to perform the duties of said office, we do hereby appoint you, the said Levi Bradley, a member of the Economic Development Committee, and upon taking the oath of office, having this appointment and the certificate of said oath of office recorded by the town clerk, you shall have the powers, perform the duties, and be subject to the liabilities of such office until another person shall be chosen and qualified in your stead, and your term would expire April 30th, 2021. I, Levi Bradley,
I, Levi Bradley,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and perform all the duties
and perform all the duties
incumbent on me
incumbent upon me
as a member of the Economic Development Committee,
as a member of the Ashland Economic Development Committee,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations
of the Constitution and laws of the state of New Hampshire.
of the Constitution and laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, thank you, Levi. If you would sign that, and we will all sign it and,
And we did we terminate?
no, right here. Okay. Very good, thank you so much, and thanks to Liz in advance. We will, should we have her sign this after she gets sworn, and then we'll sign it?
Yes.
Okay, great. Again, my plea, we have several resignations from the zoning board of adjustment, and that needs to be filled. We have several positions on the planning board, and these are two essential land use boards. We really would love to see some new people step up, especially given that we've got a lot of good stuff going on economic development-wise, and these are two boards that are just essential to fill. We also have a critical need in Conservation Commission, so please, 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 if you know somebody who might be interested, again, we'd love to see some new people step up. Please join us. We'll have so much fun. Okay. Any public comments?
No, we're still under select board items, I believe.
Oh, you're right. Well, that's right. I read everything that was here. We have liaison reports.
Does anybody want to go before myself, because mine's a little longer than usual?
You know what? I'm going to suggest that we do these at our work session.
Okay. Okay.
Because mine are,
Yeah, yours are extensive too. Okay, is that all right with you?
That's okay.
Unless there's something, that you really need to announce now?
Well, there is something that
Okay.
I would like a board vote on.
Oh, that's fine, absolutely fine.
When I went to the Planning and Zoning Annual Conference in Concord.
Yes.
One of the workshops that I went to was about solar. And I think a lot of people here know that that's my thing. And my goal is, while I'm on this board, to start to bring solar energy into town. And I learned a lot of things at that workshop, which I'm going to present, I guess, at our next meeting. But in the meantime, I'd like to ask the board to please vote and approve me as a solar information point person regarding on bringing solar information to the town, research to write, to bring reports back to this board and to the town, and to be in conference with the electric commissioners as well.
And the water and sewer commissioners.
And water and sewer commissioners as well.
They're talking about bringing solar there. so,
Correct.
Yeah. But clearly, the electric commissioners,
Yes.
they have a little bit of a stake in it. Is there a nomination to appoint Lee as a...
do we have to make it, can we do it by consensus? Do we have to make a formal?
Why don't we
appointee?
make it formal?
You want it formal?
We might
Yeah.
as well.
I'll
I
make
think it's
that-
important.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? I think this is great, Lee. You certainly have my full support on this.
Thank you.
It's something I've been passionate about for a very long time, and we have some good possible opportunities, so thank you.
I think now would be a good time for us to think of that it's our burden to bear as far as in the future, this board that's sitting here, to pen some sort of municipal alternative energy exemption for this town. Because
That's
as we
right.
all know, we are not net metering.
Right.
And the electric department is not obligated to accept any electrical generation that we provide. But as a municipal agency sitting here in front of all the people at home and everybody here, I think that if we move forward, we really have to put that on our project list, because we need to
Yeah.
have policy.
Yeah, well, solar
There-
is on our project list, and I
well,
think Lee
There
will...
are other options
Yeah.
too, and
There is.
about
Yep.
net metering, and we'll talk about
Yep.
that at our work
And-
session.
and I look
but
forward to
there
that.
are ways for us
Yep.
to
I
do
think-
that if our department doesn't want to move along with us.
Right.
We'll talk about that.
All those in favor of appointing Lee as the liaison to solar energy, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Lee, we look forward to updates, and I think there's a
you.
lot of work to be done, and I'm very grateful that you're willing to step up to the plate. Are
Thank
there
you.
any other select board items that we want to discuss?
Other than,
Other than the extensive updates, liaison reports?
Yes.
Is there anything that we need to get out in the public right now, announcements?
I think that it would be good that everybody here takes a moment of their time, whatever time of day it is, to have the Hughes family in their thoughts. They just lost one of their members, and a big part of this town for several generations, so please just hold a little moment in your heart for them
Thank you,
while they go
Harold.
through their times of trouble.
Thank you very much. Anything else? Okay, now I'll ask for public comments. On the agenda or anything else?
I had a question, actually.
Yes, Levi.
The next meeting that the select board is holding with the engineering firm regarding the sidewalk?
Yes.
Is that the final public meeting? No.
No,
Okay.
no. This is just to fine tune the design. I think that we're gonna find there are a lot of things that need
Almost
to be
a two-
resolved and bring them back to
two-year
the...
process, is it?
No.
At least a year.
Yeah, should be back before us a couple more times by the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
we'll
then
make
we'll go
sure
out to
that it's
bid,
all
and then we'll
public.
meetings then too.
Yeah.
What's the time frame on the sidewalk?
Well, like I said before, he was hoping to go out to bid for contractors in January to get it going in the spring.
Spring of 2019.
2019.
19, yeah,
Construction.
19.
Construction. Yeah.
yeah.
And once it's started, how long do they figure it's gonna take?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on how many obstacles they face.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, I
know.
don't know.
I mean, originally it was a 2-year, an assumption of 2 years, but the whole first year we spent
On engineering and everything.
well, selecting the engineer, and then that was done. And then they did a lot of preliminary work over the winter in terms of surveying and, looking into rights of way and so forth. And then creating a preliminary design, and then this year it's going to be finalizing the design so that they can get a final bid. So it ultimately, it was gonna take longer than they originally planned,
Well, I
but,
guess what I'm asking, once they start work,
yeah,
How long
yeah,
construction?
yeah. We'd have to ask him the next time he comes.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd say ideally it will be done in 1 year, but who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't want it to go on much longer than
No.
that. We got a lot of neat things we need to do in town. We'd like that really done, improve the look of our town. Any other questions, comments? Okay, in that case, I will entertain a motion to go into non-public pursuant to 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, small letter A, which is personnel. Huh? Yes, we have one, yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second motion.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Did you really do it?